Hi, Kristen. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So what brings you in today?
Well, we've talked about going back to school and I have another job or I'm working part-time. And I've been working on all this, but I just don't feel like um, an overall satisfaction. But I feel like I'm doing it, but I don't feel necessarily satisfied with how my life's going at this point.
Okay, so you mentioned satisfaction. So that seems to be like something that's really, bothering you or something that you're really trying to, figure out what's causing you to not feel satisfied right now in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like you to tell me a little bit more about that.
I think family's important in my life, so I've been trying to make a point of stopping by seeing my family. I was thinking about things I enjoy, so I went to a play. I hadn't been to a play in a while, and I really liked that, so I went to see a play last week. I've made contact with some people I hadn't talked to in a while. I'm trying to get the workout in. It's not as consistent as I want, but the attempt's there. And if it's not dark out, I'll try. But between work and school, like I had time this weekend. I wanted to have time this weekend because there's things going on, but I had to like choose one out of several things I would have liked to do, and it was like the shortest of the options. So it just kind of like left me with the weekend of like, like I worked really hard to get to where I'm at, and I had a taste of freedom for a while, and I enjoyed it, and now I'm back to the struggle of managing everything, and I'm just ready for it to be just to be caught up and have some free time. Even though I still want the goal, just want some free time along with it.
So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're kind of trying to find that balance between being able to kind of have fun and then also be able to spend enough time to get your work done.
Right, and my fun doesn't need to be a major thing, just some freedom. So yeah.
And so in what ways do you feel that if you're able to participate in those activities, what ways will that kind of affect your wellness or affect your satisfaction between the two?
I don't know. I thought doing what I was doing was going to make me feel a little bit more satisfied, but I realized the other day I'm doing the things, and I'm just, I feel like I'm missing something still, but I don't know what I would be missing. Everything that I do, I enjoy. It's just, I don't know. There's I just want to. I think it's probably just getting to the middle of the year, and I'm ready for something that I don't know what it is.
So you mentioned that you've actually made efforts to kind of participate in some activities that you enjoy, and those still haven't brought that satisfaction that you're looking for. You talked about how it may be other contributing factors as to why, which could be it being in the middle of the semester, you kind of just, being done with things and not feeling, as up to par to really want to, participate in things or do work because you're kind of just tired.
Yeah. So I'm for work. It's the end of the 9 weeks. I'm co-teaching with somebody that's not a big co-teacher, so I think that's just frustrating in itself. I like a really clean house, and I'm trying to figure out when to, so I learned the other night when I'm tired, instead of trying to do work, I'll just get the house part done, so when I wake up I can just focus on the work, so it's not, try to figure out better timing to do stuff. And sleep is always an issue, so I have 4 dogs, so I have to wake up at 4:30, but I don't normally go to bed till closer to midnight, so the lack of sleep sometimes by the end of the week is catches up. But then I'll give myself Saturday to sleep a little bit, but I still have to wake up by 6:37, so sleep sometimes becomes an issue. So I'm trying to fit them all in, but if I give myself enough sleep, then the work doesn't get done, and that just adds more frustration to it all.
Okay, so you mentioned a lot of different things. So you mentioned kind of having difficulty at work, being able to co-lead with another teacher. you mentioned trying to maintain a clean house with 4 dogs, which can be difficult. And then you also mentioned sleep. So I feel like you put a lot of emphasis on sleep when you were talking about it. So can you tell me more about how your sleep has affected you, either negatively or positively?
Um, in my past, I've learned that the less I sleep, the less productive I become, and I end up having less. I get more argumentative by the end of the week if I don't sleep much, or at least short-tempered, I guess. I don't necessarily argue. I just get quiet. So I try to make a point of getting some sleep. But if I give myself the sleep that I want, then I don't get my work done. So I have to kind of balance that.
So trying to find that balance has been something that you've been trying to figure out for yourself. What I'm hearing is that you want to have more time to sleep, but then you kind of feel as though if you sleep more, your work isn't getting done. So it's kind of that inner battle of which one, do I do more, or which one has to suffer if I do more of the other. Can you explain a little bit more how your sleep may affect you getting your work done or wanting to get more work done?
I know when I sleep, I'm more productive, so it's more efficient time-wise. I get stuff done, and when I start getting tired, which I've started paying attention to, I know when I'm getting tired, so I will put it away. And I'll start getting my stuff ready for the day that I don't need to think, because if I need to think and I'm just sitting there, I'm wasting my time. I need to go to bed. But if I give myself too much time to sleep, so it's I need to go to bed and then wake up early, and then I'll be ready to go again for a good shot of work. But then I have to go to work, so I don't get much done.
Okay, so I want to take a moment and have you think, what would it look like if your day was filled with you being able to have a full night of sleep and get your work done, as much work as you would like to get done in the same day? What would that look like for you?
I wouldn't go to work. That would be great. Have a rich husband. I would stay home, get my work done, go work out. Yeah, like those reality TV stars. Great.
So I see that you value getting your work done, but you feel as though it may not be as realistic trying to work and sleep, get enough sleep, manage your household, and do your work.
But I only have to do it for a couple years, and then I'll be back to living life, which will have its own ups and downs. But I figured that part out. I could do that.
Okay, so you kind of have that optimistic perspective on things, even though, you kind of find that imbalance right now. You're looking ahead and you can see that, what you're doing is for a reason, and, you're still remaining positive about everything. Okay, so I know last time we talked, I gave you a homework assignment. So the assignment was focused around sleep. So you said that you were going to try to get more sleep each night. So the goal was to go to sleep by, you said 12?
I think it might have been even earlier. I think it might have been getting ready for bed by 10. And so I'd be asleep and then waking up. So I'd get 5 or 6 hours. And I was doing really well. And it felt pretty good. And I was having a good week. Things are due this week. So I'm still getting there. I get more sleep than I used to allow myself, so I feel like I'm work towards it. But I've also realized this week that I feel tempted, I guess, not to give myself that much time to sleep because I want to get my stuff done.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you kind of had those feelings of feeling accomplished, that you were following that goal, but then, school started to get a little bit more heavy and you had more work to do, so then you kind of felt maybe a little deterred to follow that goal, even though, you would still like to.
Yeah. I see the purpose of it. I know it's important for me. Not just for the moment, but long-term health people need sleep. But yeah, it's just tempting to. Well, it's easy for me to keep working and then not think about I'm getting up in a couple hours, and then I'm up in a couple hours and I'm doing it again. But.
Okay, so as far as trying to follow that goal, or even with change, I think something that's important for us to discuss is relapse. And so relapse is basically just, when you're following a goal and then maybe something happens where, you're not able to follow that goal specifically like you would like to. So I think what's important about relapse is that it's normal. Many people go through it. It's especially normal when dealing with change. So I know that you stated that you felt really accomplished because you were following that goal, going to sleep each night at a specific time. You were getting more sleep as a result. And then as things kind of got a little bit more difficult for you in your life, you kind of, moved away from accomplishing that goal. So I would like to know, what are your feelings toward your relapse? How has that made you feel?
Kind of go back and forth. Like I felt like I needed to at the moment, but I also tried still to kind of accomplish it. When I wake up and there's only been a few hours of sleep, then I get frustrated at myself, I guess.